you brought in Justin Bieber to the label.
Yeah.
And I think that's worth, we can make a podcast clip out of that, I
Yeah,
feel like.
absolutely.
So like talk us through that and what his manager at the time, now I think he just did a deal for Taylor Swift's like music catalog for $300 million or something.
Yeah.
Talk us through some of that experience, please.
So we had already signed a YouTube artist, right, with Esme Denters, and it hadn't worked out. So when we met Justin Bieber, he was also another artist that was
How did you pull it in, though?
How do we pull it in? God, it must have been through a network somehow. I don't know if it was like Scooter was connected to an attorney that introduced it was some referral through.
But it seemed interesting to you at the time, right?
It seemed interesting to me. Ken was always a fan of working with younger artists because I think you can mold them and give them that creative direction and they're open to it. And he's worked with a lot of younger artists over his career. So Justin Bieber came in. He's already had a ton of YouTube video views, but we weren't impressed by that because we had already done that with Esme and it didn't translate to sales, right? So me personally, I wasn't crazy about Bieber because, not him personally, he was fine, but I wasn't crazy about his music because it was kind of like, I'm not the target audience. So I learned an important lesson obviously through that is like, just because I'm not the target audience doesn't mean there isn't a massive audience for an artist, right? But we brought him in. Justin Timberlake ended up meeting Bieber. We thought Bieber was really talented. Scooter Braun at the time was pretty much like an all-hands-on-deck organizer, assistant, booking flights. Like I was working with him to book flights. And
not even really an established manager, obviously, at that point.
Not at all. But he had signed Justin Bieber to his own production company. So the deal that we were brought when we ended up trying to sign Bieber was to give like Scooter a deal for his production company. We weren't even signing Bieber himself. So that was a non-starter for our legal team. And Ken was trying to still make something work and it wasn't happening. So Scooter realized like it wasn't going anywhere and used the leverage of him meeting with Justin Timberlake to get a meeting with L.A. Reid and Usher, and then they ended up signing
that's what happened. Okay.
Yeah. So if you looked it up publicly, like if you Googled it, you'd see like articles about bidding war between Justin Timberlake and Usher. That's not what happened.
It's not true.
I mean, it makes for a nice story, but it's not the truth. But yeah, that's the really short version of that. And of course, Bieber, you know.
And we talked about it. Had that deal gone down, you might not be working at GoFundMe, or you might have not had these transitions. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, if we had signed Bieber, I think regardless of like the system that Justin Timberlake had in place was that he needed to be involved with all the music that we were putting out, and therefore it slowed down the release of product for all these artists, and it dimmed their chances of being successful. But I feel like Scooter was just a powerhouse and wouldn't have stopped. He would have kept on putting out stuff through YouTube. He would have
that man breaks through walls, right?
Yeah. So I think he would have dragged us to success with Bieber, whether Justin Timberlake liked it or not. And the label would have been successful off Bieber. And I would have not left the label after 5.5 years and may have stayed in music, and my life would be a lot different, and my bank account would probably look a lot different too. But, you know.